Are you a parent struggling to decide which is more important when you spend time with your baby? The quality of time or the quantity of time or both? Well, in this video, we're going to unpack one way to help you solve that problem. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Susan Stephenson, violinist and teacher, here at my online studio, Beautiful Heart Musical Journey Babies and Beyond, where I teach your musical baby class and Suzuki violin lessons. And one of the goals that I have for this channel is to guide you and your child to become lifelong learners together and to develop a deeper relationship with each other through musical activities. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any future videos. Well, at some point, every parent faces this dilemma, and often they feel they just can't get it right. Maybe you have a problem even finding much time to spend with your baby. And it all can feel so overwhelming. And the research on this topic of quality versus quantity can sometimes be confusing as well. And it can be hard to decide which is the best for you and your baby. Is it the quality of time or the quantity of time? And in addition, everyone seems to have an opinion about how you should spend your time with your baby. And you can end up not spending the time wisely at all. But keep watching, and I'll show you one way to avoid the confusion. It can also be hard and time-consuming to sort through all the information about this topic and feel like you have to defend your choice as well. But stick with me because it can get easier. Let me introduce you to how I handled the quality versus the quantity issue when I spent time with my children. I really believe that doing this will result in less stress for you and help you to be more confident about the time you do spend with your baby. First, you have to be wise about how you schedule your time. Making time to spend with your baby must be a priority. You make all kinds of appointments practically every day, and you put them on your calendar, and you keep them. And if you think about it, you'll have to agree that your baby deserves at least that much attention. Your next step is to be focused on what you are doing with your baby for however long you are together. With that focus, quality can win out over quantity if you're doing activities that help build attachments and bonds and closeness. In other words, actively doing something with your baby will build a deep relationship, whether you spend 5 minutes or 55 minutes. Pediatric psychologist Roger Harrison has said that even 5 minutes playing with your baby helps them to listen better and to eventually value what you say to them as a parent. So 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, spent with your baby consistently will lead to a stronger relationship. Quality time spent focused on your baby will help you also learn to communicate better with them. You'll learn to decipher their cries, find out what makes them happy or sad, or what upsets them, and so many other things. So you need to be present when you engage with your baby. Now, that can be hard to do because whether you work outside the home or if you're at home all day long, there are so many things that can distract you. And that's where the planning and choosing to be present with your child comes into play. I was very fortunate to basically be a stay-at-home mom. I had a flexible schedule teaching violin lessons in my home, and I was also able to choose the performing opportunities that I wanted to do. And I was also involved with other activities as well. Therefore, I had to consciously plan time to spend with my children. So sometimes I had that 55 minutes, but more often than not, I only had the 5 minutes. So I'd like to share with you some strategies that I used to make the most out of the time that we had together. First, I always had a basket of books within reach. Or I always had a book or two in the bag that we carry. Read to your baby whenever possible. In fact, I've put a link in the description below the video here with a blog post that I wrote about the benefits of reading aloud. Next, just have a handful of songs that you can sing to your baby. Now, trust me, you don't have to be an opera singer to do this. And it doesn't even matter if you sing the same songs over and over, because your baby learns by repetition and will love to hear your voice no matter what. Then play with them. Be actively engaged in whatever you are doing together. You can teach them so many lessons, from sharing to taking care of things and more during that playtime. Finally, the only 5 minutes that you may have with your baby is changing their diaper or feeding them or a car ride. So don't waste it. Talk to your baby. Describe what you're doing, what they're eating, where you're going, the things that you see along the way. And I know it seems like they really aren't going to understand what you're saying, but when you talk to them, you are helping them to build their vocabulary, knowledge about things, and how the world works. Also, there have been a series of experiments that found parents who spent quality time actively engaged with their child for however long, those parents were typically kinder, more compassionate, and more generous. Interestingly, another set of research showed that spending too much time, that quantity thing, with your baby doing nothing is actually detrimental. It turns out that there are two types of time that parents spend with their children. One is accessible time. In other words, you and your child are in the same space, but not actively engaged with each other. The second is, you guessed it, engaged time. You and your baby are doing and learning things together. So accessible and engaged time together with your baby are both important. Quality and quantity time are both important. But remember this, if you only have that 5 minutes, be ready to engage in a quality activity with your baby. So besides some of these suggestions that I've just shared with you, I'd like to give you and your baby an opportunity to learn more quality activities to do so that you can become lifelong learners together and develop a deeper relationship with each other through musical activities. I'd like to invite you to observe an online Your Musical Baby class for free on any Saturday morning. Now, I know that you are a busy parent, so I've made it just as easy as possible for you to attend the class. Simply use the Busy Parent link in the description below the video to sign up, and then you'll receive the details and the Zoom link to the class in an email. Then you and your baby can begin your beautiful heart musical journey. So I do hope to see you and your baby in the next Saturday class. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.